Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. This is your no-nonsense guide to get the Silver Tox blueprint in Building 21, which is part of DMZ. I've run this about 50 times at this point, so I'm going to give you a bunch of tips to make it as easy as possible. But first, let's just run through the actual steps. To enter Building 21, you need an access keycard. Now, don't get this confused with a blue, green, red, or black keycard, because those unlock specific doors within Building 21, but they don't give you access. This is the access keycard that you're looking for, and you get these pretty much randomly from playing DMZ on Al Mazrah. However, to increase your chances, I recommend that you try and do as many strongholds as possible while you play, and also go for any supply drops that you possibly can. So shoot down the attack chopper that comes in, for example, and loot the supply crate that comes from that. And in general, just if you get a supply drop, make sure you go loot it, because there is a chance that one of the access keycards will be inside. There is not a guaranteed spawn for this right now though, but I will update the description of this video if a guaranteed spawn is found, so that you guys can just jump in, get your access keycards, and then jump into Building 21. When you spawn in, first of all, you need to be very, very wary of enemy players. This map is very tight, and you spawn within about 20 seconds of another team almost every single game. So be on guard from the second you jump in. Loot up in the immediate area that you spawn in, and then work your way towards this server room. It's on the basement level of the map, and if you're a bit lost, you don't know your way around, you can find it by looking behind where this white sign is on the wall. So if you see that white sign, run past it and kind of hook around at the back, and you'll find the server room. I recommend you try and do this as early in your game as possible, because the longer you stay alive in Building 21, the harder the enemies get and the more of them there are. However, there is a balance to be found here, because the clock needs to count down to 11 minutes remaining in order for you to do the server room step. Once there's 11 minutes or less left in your game, come over to this server terminal and hold square and hold it down the entire time to hack the terminal. And when you do this, you're going to have some AI try and flood into the room. So what I recommend you do is have one of your teammates pre-aim where the AI is going to run in, just so that they never even get to you while you're hacking. That's what my teammate's doing here. Once that's completed, it's going to alert you that an armory has been opened upstairs. It's on the top floor, and you need to fight your way there, but you don't want to take the staircase that is nearest to the server room, because that one doesn't open up until quite late in your game. So what you're going to want to do is follow where I'm running now. Come from the server room, run all the way across to the other side of this area downstairs, and then run up that staircase. On the way, I recommend dumping anything in the dead drop that you want to get rid of, just so you have inventory space. And also, while you're moving through the map, make sure you're stocking up not only on the obvious things like armor, but also on things like semtex, thermite, and also really importantly, your tacticals too. So stuns and flashes are very, very powerful against the AI. Once you reach the top floor from the set of stairs that I indicated, you're going to want to take a left. Now, when you get here, be very careful, because there's a robot called Wilson, which is essentially a little tank on wheels. It's got an insane amount of health, and it will beam you to death without a second thought. So if Wilson's in the corridor, just let him trundle on by and stay out of his line of sight so that he doesn't get alerted and start just trying to shoot you, because that will make him stop. If Wilson's not in your path though, then fantastic. He's just going to keep doing laps around, so keep your eye out for him, but move to the left like I said, and push through, not into the side lab, which is on this path, but actually into the armory itself. In there, you're going to find a bunch of loot boxes that you can go through, which is going to make your life a lot easier, because it's one of the only places in Building 21 that you can reliably find tier 3 armor and large backpacks. So loot up, and once you've finished looting, I really recommend you do the looting first. That's when you're going to go over to this safe and hold square to start drilling into it in order to crack it open and pull the weapon case out from inside. It doesn't take long, but you do need to stay in the proximity in order for the drill to function, so stick around in that room, but obviously you can have your teammates roam around a little bit if they want to and try and keep the corridors clear for you. And once it finishes, please, for the love of God, do not pick the weapon case up straight away. This might sound counterintuitive. You just want to get out as fast as possible, but there are a few things you need to make sure of before you do that, or you're just going to die. So, number one, when you do grab the case, it's going to mark your location on the map for all the other players that are still in the lobby. So if you're in the middle of a gunfight and you're just like, oh, I'll just grab the case and then run away and they won't be able to find me, you're wrong. They will be able to find you. So try and ensure that your path is at least a little bit clear before you grab it. Number two, if you have more than 7 minutes remaining in your game, so let's say your timer is on like 8:20 or something, you're not going to be able to exfil, because the elevators which you exfil via are just not going to be running, or they're going to be in the wrong place. So if you've gone really super duper fast mode, you're going to need to wait a little bit until the elevators are ready to be called in, and that's when you're going to want to pick the case up, because you might as well minimize the time you're holding it so that enemy players have the smallest kind of window of opportunity to take you down while you've got the case. Number three, there is a boss on this floor as well called like Vulcan or something like that, and he's got a bunch of health, and he'll try and pretty much noob tube you as well, because he's got a grenade launcher. And I recommend trying to take him down as well before grabbing the case if he's in your way, if he's between where you are and where the elevator's going to be. If he's not though, you can leave him there. He won't follow you around the entire map, and especially if you're exfilling on a different floor to the one that you're on right now, you're probably fine to just leave him alone. Number 4, if you are exfilling on a different floor, you don't have to run down the stairs again in order to get to that lower level. You can just run out and then jump out of this central window area here, and you're not going to die taking fall damage, but it will take you down to the lower floor, which is going to allow you to use the buy station potentially, or just get out of a really sticky situation upstairs and get to your exfil elevator much more quickly. However, if you've left it till late in your game and you've only got a couple minutes left, then the exfils are going to be on the top floor, so you won't be able to use this trick. And if you do jump out, it's going to be very hard to fight your way back to the top floor. Also, while you're in that room, there are gas masks there. Definitely grab those because there's very strong chance that you end up having to use them just for the last few seconds of your match while you're waiting for the exfil to come through. So be sure to remember to do that. So you're ready to grab the weapons case. You're now going to want to get to the exfil as fast as you possibly can. And when you get there, you're going to need to call the elevator and then wait around for about 20 to 25 seconds. In that time, you're going to be flooded by AI. But if you've done what I recommended and stacked up on tacticals, they are incredible in this section. You can pretty much shut down entire corridors of AI just with one stun grenade. And if through your match you've picked up some munitions boxes, for example, you can throw both your stuns, have 0 stuns remaining in your inventory, but then use a munitions box and it will replenish your stuns and you can just do it all over again. However, be careful. The ammunition box does not work inside the elevator, or at least it doesn't right now, so don't throw it down in there because you'll just lose it. This step also does work if you've got the weapons case, but your teammates go down and you successfully exfil. It's not going to count against your teammates there just because they died, because you were in a party when you exfilled, and so the weapons progress is shared amongst all of you. When you successfully exfil, it will say weapons case secured as you expect, and it will say 1 out of 6, and you then need to repeat this 6 more times. But you'll have lost your access key to building 21, so you need to go back into Al Mazrah, farm for that access key once again, and then when you get it, jump back into building 21 and do the same thing again. Now I'm going to quickly show you 1 or 2 of the rewards that you can get earlier on in the weapon case progression here. So for example, there's this charm, which I actually think is pretty cute, and you can also get things like calling cards, all sorts of like cosmetic bits and pieces, but the real main reward I think is the Silver Tox, which I would love to show you the camo of in game right now, but it's actually bugged, so I can't show you how it looks normally, but you can see the attachments that it's got, and obviously I can show you it in the UI here as well, so you have an idea. One thing I will say is I think that this particular weapon blueprint has too much gun smoke, and I hope that that gets patched by Infinity Ward, but let me know what you think of it down below, and if this guide has been useful, please drop a like and subscribe, guys. I put so much work into making these guides really straightforward, transparent, no nonsense, and even just dropping a comment saying, hey, this really helped me out, really makes my day. So thank you guys for being here. I've been MrRoflWaffles. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.